the World War II paratrooper boot. These are awesome, but they're also kind of heavy. And if you've ever worn these for a whole day, let's say walking up and down the side of a mountain, someplace in Georgia, you're going to have a place that you want to put them feet to rest them. Yes, indeed. I love my paratrooper boots, and y'all know that. Scott Schiller for Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts and Team G503 here on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to be installing the rear floor footrest on the 1943 Willys MB. Check out the video. I think you'll like it. The rear seat footrest is part number A3144. Measuring from the inside of the fender well on the inside of the tub, you will draw a center line 7.5 inches from the tub side. There are 2 holes on the lower part of the floor. Measuring from the front lip of the front riser, the centers of the holes are 3 1/4 inches and 5 5/8 inches. After you've got your holes drilled on the floor, you can install 2 temporary bolts for the time being, and I've got the factory holes here, but the bolts will help you to line this up on the side of the tub in the wheel well if you need to drill the holes. You can measure from the bottom of the floor to the inside of the footrest, and the measurement should be 1 3/8 inches all the way across. That will give you the level plane, again, in case you need to drill the holes. It would be difficult to measure from the side of the wheel well there on those points. Look down from the top here, it looks kind of square, but we'll measure from the front of the lip to the bar here on the skinny side. Don't go on the outside of the bracket. And the measurement is about 3 3/4 to 3 7/8, depending on the little roll there on the hem that goes over the front riser. Here's the bolts that I have for the install. The size is 5/16 18 by 5/8 of an inch, and I've ground the markings off as these are modern bolts. The EC marked and F marked bolts are available from Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts. Go ahead in here and just install these 2 bolts on the side. I've already got the ones on the floor there, and then I'll go on the outside of the tub and I will install the 5/16 lock washer and 5/16 18 nut. We'll come on the outside of the tub here, and we'll go underneath the wheel well, and I'll show you where the bolts penetrate into the wheel well. Here's the first 2 there on the sidewall. We'll go ahead and install the lock washers, and then we'll install the 2 nuts. It's a little difficult to reach around here and do this by yourself. You have to kneel down and kind of reach inside and outside the tub to hold the bolts. So if you need to have a helper, there's no shame in that. It'll make it really easy for you. The second 2 sets will be underneath the tub, as shown right here, right behind the riser there, and those are a little bit more difficult to reach underneath and get, but once you get those nuts and lock washers on there, you can go back with a wrench and a socket and make sure they're all nice and tight. Show you the tape here on the opposite side just to double check that the holes are the same on the driver's side, and indeed they are. So they would be the exact same as the beginning of the video, just on the opposite side. And that's it. The last step is just to prime and paint my bolts. I like my bolts primed and painted, and I've used the Ron Fitzpatrick Jeep Parts aerosol cans for this, and it comes out really nice. And before I'm done, after I bolt all the bolt-ons on, I'll go back through and sand this one more time, this entire tub, and then I'll finish up with one last coat of the RFJP 33070. Thanks for watching, and I hope those measurements help people out. A lot of folks have asked me lately, they're replacing panels on their tubs because a lot of times they're rotting out and they want to know where the hole measurements go. So this is why I'm doing these piece-by-piece things, kind of give you some measurements where these parts go, because there again, these bolt-on accessories are awesome. Tub's almost on its way. We keep trucking right along, piece by piece, bolt by bolt. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking that little button on the bottom that says subscribe, and hit that little bell also so you know when I release the next video. Until next time, my friends, keep it safe, keep those feet rested, and happy Jeeping.